It's Mindset Monday, team. And here we are at the start of another freaking fantastic week. I have a really big golden nugget to share with you today. And yes, it's all about gratitude. And I know gratitude's the cool new thing to do these days, but stick around because I'm going to tell you exactly how it's the coolest new thing, why it's the coolest new thing, and how you can start implementing it daily to increase not only your body's health, the experience of your life, and your external circumstances. If you're new here, hello, my name is Caroline. I help you on here every single day. Wow, words are hard today. I hop on here every single day to share my lived experience, life experience, stories, whatever comes up, the golden nuggets I've picked up along the way, because everybody deserves to live in their healthiest body with their healthiest mind that is their biggest cheerleader, following their heart's desires and feel good about it and not be suffering. And I'm here not only to show you evidence that that's true, but tell you exactly how to get there. So stick around. And on Mondays, we do Mindset Mondays. Today, I was sitting and eating breakfast, and I've started a practice of gratitude before I eat after every meal. For those of you that don't know me, I finished a bodybuilding show in December, and after shows, it's a whole big roller coaster of things. And historically, I've had really negative, controlling eating disorder, like lots of control issues that have manifested as food and workout restriction and manipulation. And so food is oftentimes something that I gamble with. I've realized in the past couple of months that it was a problem that I was creating in my head, and that I have just been leaning into trusting my body because my body knows best. And it's wonderful. It's great. So I've been utilizing gratitude before every meal to remind myself that I'm safe, that I can trust my body, that it's taking me exactly where I want to go, and that where I want to go is genuine and it's a soul desire. So, to wrap that all up, today, in the past couple of days, as I've been doing my gratitude before breakfast, I have been overwhelmed with gratitude. And there's no word to describe it, which is so magical. I even Googled it this morning. Is there a word that describes an overwhelming sense of gratitude? And there's not. So it's just a feeling. And I challenge you to try to find that feeling. Whether you can do it today, in weeks, in months, chase that feeling, because it is indescribable. Clearly, Google doesn't even have a word for it. We always take the longest route to get to where we're going. So I was sitting down at breakfast. I have the best freaking breakfast. I make oat pancakes, like protein pancakes, couple ingredients, and then I do egg whites. Sometimes I'll add in ground beef with lots of veggies. I make sure I get the rainbow in my first meal of the day. So we have red peppers, yellow peppers, spinach, orange peppers, blueberries, strawberries, oats. Freaking delicious, right? And I was sitting there doing my gratitude, and I was looking at each item of food, and I was overwhelmed with gratitude for all the things that had to happen for me to be sitting here with all of these places of food in this amazing house with an amazing families, and be where I am to be able to even give out that gratitude. Let's just start with the bell pepper, the one red bell pepper, which was a little piece of the meal, right? Somebody had to sow the soil, make sure it was fertile, grow the bell pepper, tend to the bell pepper, harvest the bell pepper, sell the bell pepper to the store, wherever it goes. A driver had to drive the bell pepper. Even that small little thing, think of the food that also had to give them the energy to do that, the knowledge to do that, the guts to drive a big truck across the country to the Sprouts that I bought it at. And then it gets to the grocery store. There's somebody that unpacks it, so they need to be strong enough to unpack it. Then they need to put it on the shelves. Somebody designed this grocery store with all the different places of things. Somebody had to create the sign. Somebody had to make sure that the grocery store was up and running, that the lights were on, the bills were paid. Then I had to go to the grocery store safely in my car, in this strong, able vessel, to buy the bell pepper. Somebody had to create an entire system of coding to allow me to check out that bell pepper. I was able to do, I don't want to call it work, but I did work to create an income that I could pay the people for, then they're getting paid for showing up, then I drive myself back home, then I'm able to cook it on a stove that we have some crazy magnetic induction stove, I don't know. Somebody had to come up with that idea, have the freaking cool pans, and guess what? My pans even get to match each other. And then I'm on a plate and a bowl. I don't know where they're from. Let's pretend they're from West Elm. Somebody had to create the design, create the mold, create the ceramics for me to buy it at the store. The whole process of shipping it across the country, having the store running, having the person there selling it to me. And then I was thinking about myself, all of the things that I've had to do, all the shit that I've been through, all the lessons, all the growth, all the uncovering of all the shit that I've gotten from the world, to be able to sit there in gratitude, allow this food to enter my body, trust that it's going to do exactly what it's going to do, receive the micronutrients, the macronutrients, and be honorable to that. And then feel proud of myself for being in that moment. That was just the bell pepper and the plate. Not to mention the seat I was sitting on, the lights above my head, the other colorful things in there. That is freaking astonishing. And then I was sitting there, having breakfast, thinking, I'm going through some heavy, hard stuff in my personal life, in my family life. And I was thinking, no matter what is happening in my external environment, this gratitude, all the things that had to line up perfectly for me to be in this moment as I am seeing all these things, that is always there. The external environment is always changing. My reaction to that environment is always changing. So centering in gratitude really is the most powerful thing we can do to stay in that positive, elevated place that I know I feel best in. I know I feel the most creative in that space. I know I'm able to give more love in that space, which is all I want to do. Love to others, love to myself. There is nothing stopping you from being overwhelmingly grateful in this exact moment. So we're just gonna practice together. We're gonna take 3 big breaths, grounding ourselves. We're gonna inhale through your nose, pause at the top, big exhale. We're gonna do 3 breaths together. Big inhale. Wherever you are, I know you can inhale, pause at the top, big exhale. 2 more, do it. 2 breaths, do it. Last one, can you pause at the top for 3 seconds? Big inhale. Do this last one with us if you haven't yet. Pausing at the top. Steady exhale. And can you pause at the empty? Pick 2 things that you can see right now. Sweatpants, water bottle. How many amazing things had to happen for this water bottle to be right here? And it's cute. How many amazing things had to happen for these sweatpants to be on my body and keeping me warm in this frigid weather? Find 2 things. Send them gratitude. Send the people gratitude. Send the systems gratitude. And yes, if you watched my video, I do point out all the sneaky things that our systems do, but they still serve a purpose. And then send gratitude to yourself. Whatever you're doing, just place 2 hands on your heart. Don't have to figure it out what it's for. Just send gratitude to yourself too. You found the feelings in external things. Find the feeling within. And how much can you let that grow? One of the very first assignments I give my clients in their first week of working with me is to send me 3 things they're grateful for every single morning when they wake up, and they cannot repeat the same things. Because not only does gratitude give us a more bird's eye view perspective of our life and allow us a little bit more critical thinking, like transmuting what we're experiencing into more love and gratitude, but it actually changes our body. Gratitude changes our body, and we'll start in our mind. Your prefrontal cortex, if you haven't watched my video on survival mode, go do that. Because when you're in survival mode, which I guarantee you've experienced or you're currently in, unless you've done lots of work to undo a lot of things, your prefrontal cortex is where we make these, say, executive decisions, where we can consciously say, I want to do this, I don't want to do this, responsible for decision making. So we're not running on autopilot from our survival animal brain that says survive, fit in, procreate, repeat. Our prefrontal cortex is really essentially you, not your animal, you. And gratitude strengthens the neural pathways in your prefrontal cortex. How cool. And that's where our goal-driven behavior comes from, self-efficacy, resilience. Amazing. You know what gratitude also does is it enhances your vagal nerve function, regulates your parasympathetic nervous system, which takes you into that rest and digest. So it helps me digest my breakfast every morning, takes us into this calm state where we can make a conscious decision. We're no longer operating from fear or lack or this stress state we're relaxed in. It also changes your genetic makeup, your gene expression. It enhances the gene expressions for lowering your inflammatory response, lowering inflammation in your body. Let's see if I can remember. Immunoglobulin 1, or is it immunoglobulin A? Final answer. Immunoglobulin A is also enhanced, which supports your immune system, your ability to fight off intruders, infection, sickness. Your immune function is so important. We get a lot of toxins through what you choose to eat, through our environment, it's just the days we live in. So increasing that immune function will not only help you stay healthy, but it's honoring your body, protecting this incredible vessel that you've built. We lower inflammation, we increase the working of your prefrontal cortex, we increase your vagus nerve response, which helps you stay in that calm state. We feel better, our body's moving better, we're less inflamed. It increases cellular revision and longevity and repair. So now your body's able to say, hey, no, we can repair faster. So if you're someone that likes to chase the gains, just like me, gratitude will help you with that. And then our body has this really cool thing called a natural killer cell, which fights infection, and it's also been shown to fight cancer cells and some gnarly intruders that our immune system needs support with. Gratitude shows to increase that natural killer cell. So go back and watch my angry rant video if you haven't also, because guess what? Nobody's told you this before, right? Nobody's told you that if you realign what you're focusing on, the state that you put yourself in, and gratitude, the small little piece of a huge toolkit we've got, right? Think of all the amazing things you can not only do for your body, for your perspective, for your life, because when we feel better, we're more motivated to go create that thing that you want to create, to hold that boundary with that person that's toxic, that you're engaging with in a toxic way, because nobody's toxic, we allow it. But if you're feeling like crap, we don't have the energy to do that. You don't have the energy to make conscious choices because your prefrontal cortex isn't even working at its full capacity. We don't have the energy to notice the internal framework that we need to start disintegrating that's keeping us sad, stuck, moping around, because it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. And gratitude is a powerful tool. So now that we went down the science rabbit hole that I love, how the heck can we do this every day? Comment on this video 3 things that you're grateful for. Start a daily practice with 3 things that you're grateful for every single morning and not let yourself repeat. Add it in at night. Something that I like to do is find these checkpoints throughout my day where I check in and realign. Really powerful one. I don't drive as much as I used to, but at every stoplight, can you start a practice where at every stoplight, you take a deep breath, come back into your body because you were probably thinking about a gazillion things. What's one thing you're grateful for? Every time you're standing in line and waiting, or you're in a waiting room, or you're waiting to check out, or you're waiting in the car for somebody, instead of automatically pulling out your phone and starting to scroll and getting out of your head and just shutting down, take a deep breath, name one thing you're grateful for, and then consciously pull out your phone to pass the time. Every time you look at yourself in a mirror, look at yourself in the eyes. Say, I'm grateful for you. You don't even have to know what it is. Every time you pull into your driveway or your parking spot, or you pull up to your house before you walk inside, can you take a deep breath? One thing you're grateful for. As a society, we chase these really complicated, big, huge plans that are going to change our lives And then we sign up for them because they promise us all these razzle-dazzle things. And then it's so much that we have to do. It looks so cool because we're going to do that thing. But then we get burned out really fast because it's too complicated and it's actually not really working for us, but it sounded really good and we spent all this money on it, so we think it was awesome. You can spend, let's say, 3 total minutes throughout your day, maybe at 2 or 3 intervals, and change your body, change your state, your perspective, which will result in a changed life. I guarantee it. That is how powerful you are. That is how freaking powerful you are. How awesome this human vessel is. How awesome our minds are when we align with them. Stop fighting yourself and allow yourself to receive all the incredible things that are waiting for you with this one simple practice. And like I said, it's just one little acorn in a whole big bushel of acorns. Not a bushel of hay, barrel of acorns. So what are you going to do about it? You watched this video. You listened. Hopefully you took at least 3 deep breaths with me. You know how it works in your body, the mechanisms of action. You know why it works. Now go do something about it. Because just like how I was saying our prefrontal cortex helps us with motivation, dopamine is released when we create a plan for change. So if you're sitting here right now thinking, oh yes, I'm gonna go start this gratitude practice. It's gonna be freaking awesome. I'm gonna change my body. I'm gonna be healthy just from this one small little tool. Yes, that releases dopamine, which is our motivation. It has to do with motivation, yes, feeling good, all the things. But don't get stuck in just the thinking, because that in of itself is pleasurable. Go freaking do something about it. It's not until you put it in action that things change. Think about it. Your world right now is the way it is because of all the behaviors and actions you took up into this point. I really like to use health and fitness as an example because we can see it, it's tangible, and it's more conceptually, it's easier to conceptualize for the general population. If I fuel my body with healthy foods, I move my body, I resistance train following a progressive overload program, I stay hydrated, I focus on my recovery, my body is going to get stronger. If I sit at a desk all day, if I don't drink water, if I drink soda, if I eat things from packages with labels, and I do that consistently, I don't honor my sleep, I don't honor my recovery, who you are in this moment is the result of all your actions. And there's nothing we can do to change that. Right? We have this moment, we have this information. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. So let's do something different. And then soon enough, that different will become who you are. It's freaking rad. You have the power to change everything. So use this tool at least once a day and hold yourself accountable to it. Post in the comments, pick one checkpoint, whether that's in the morning, whether that's a stoplight example, driving up to your car, do something about it. I know you can. And if there's resistance there, you're telling yourself something that's not true. So just do it anyway. That is why in my coaching program, I bring in all of these different tools. I hold my clients accountable to it because it actually works. So you're getting the tools right now. I put energy into putting this video together for you, being vulnerable, being out here. And all I want you to do is do something with it. Because no matter what your life looks like, how you feel about yourself, you are so worthy of a life, a body, a mind, a soul, an experience that you love, that you feel in flow with, that you're not fighting. I spent all of my life fighting my mind, fighting my body, fighting myself, fighting my circumstances. Surrender. You found this video, you watched it, now use it. I believe in you. Even if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. I love you big. Happy Monday or whatever day you're watching this. Go do something about it, team.